What up, YouTube? You can't stop trading and investing with your boy James E. Today took a big hit. Today, and I want to get into that. We're gonna talk about OZSC. I talked about it a little bit in the last video. I want to talk about INND. And then I want to talk about AITX. But before I do that, man, please click that like button. Please subscribe. It is very much appreciated. I am not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that likes to research and analyze anything I find interesting. And I like to share that with anybody willing to listen. So, that being said, let's just get right into it. So first, INND. Wow. Did not expect that at all. I took a major hit on INND. I want to say I took about a 10% loss on INND. When I purchased it here in this ramp up yesterday, I made about 1,000 profit off of it, which was nice, but gave all that shit back plus another $1,500. So it gapped down. Did not expect that gap down. I honestly didn't even see the news about dilution of this company until after. So that kind of worried me a little bit. But I was thinking, okay, maybe I could still get out, somewhere in here. When the market opened, I was only down about a couple $100. So when I hit sell the market, expecting it to execute, as soon as possible, it didn't execute at all. It just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, and there's nothing I could do. I had to sit on my hands, and that's part of the game that we play. And so that was so horrible. It was so horrible to see. But again, man, like I said, man, that's the game we play. I just learned a very valuable lesson on INND to do a little more research into it before I hold the overnight. I talked about it in the last video. If you haven't watched it, please go and do so. The similarities of INND and the similarity of OTC patterns that I have noticed. Very similar to TSMP in the daily, and how when it comes when the first green day, it typically has a gap up. And so that's what I was expecting. I was expecting a gap up on INND. Again, I didn't know about the dilution. And that just caused this thing to drop on me. And so I had to eat that $2,500 loss. Again, man, it's crazy. And the thing that I realized too is typically when you're coming off a massive run, right? So I've been having this huge win streak over the last, I want to say the last 3 or 4 weeks, beautifully. I've been green every single week. So you're bound to have some days where you go red. It seems like my red days are coming. So to me, that's telling me it's time to adjust. And the plays that were working aren't necessarily working for me. I got to stick with the things that are working for me and understand that. Again, AITX. We could get into AITX capitalizing on the dip buy. They had this drop here, bought it at the bounce, made 720 back. Which was roughly about a 7% profit, which was nice. Pretty much capitalized on getting me some returns. Also caught this in another account as well. I believe here. Now, I made a huge mistake here with AITX. Also dip bought it here. Now, I only had 1 day trade left, okay? And you guys got to remember this too. This is part of the game. I was selling it in here. Well, I bought 50,000 shares up here. And this one was still, for some reason, was on 20,000 share position. Well, when I seen it, I was up about $500 profit. I wanted to lock that in. So I hit sell the market, not realizing it only sold 20,000 shares. So now I don't have any day trades left. So now I have to let this thing ride and play out. I have no clue where this thing is going to end up. And I'm going to have to hold it till tomorrow. If I sell it, I'm going to be hit with the pattern day trading rule, and they're going to put a hold on this account. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to have to ride this thing out. And then OZSC, I talked about it yesterday in the previous video. I just took my eye off this. I've been trading sloppy, guys. I've been kind of, mentally, I haven't been fully in tuned in the market just due to some personal issues, man. So, again, you guys got to remember that too as well. When you're dealing with personal issues or you're dealing with something outside the market, it can very well affect your trading. Yesterday, I just completely wasn't even, I was so focused on INND that I didn't even see this one drop off. And then when it did that, I had a feeling it was going to gap down. And sure enough, it did. And same thing here, sold the market, dropped even more, and took a $600 loss on that. So started off my morning, with about a $3,000 loss, about a $3,000 loss on the morning. So luckily I was able to recoup, again, AITX capitalizing on what it's been working, these dip buying plays, catching these bounces. Luckily I was able to capitalize the 720 there, got back some profits. And then here I was trying to get out at a $500 profit. So, I could have been up $1,200 on the day, which would have lightened my loss to about a $1,700 to $1,800 loss on the day. But now I just have to let the rest of my 30,000 shares play out. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Again, we talked about, INND and took a $1,500 hit right here. And again, man, it's due diligence. So, I didn't do the necessary due diligence for this particular stock. I just seen the chart and how it was looking here in the daily, and then here in the intraday, thinking, okay, cool, I could potentially get a gap up to right here and collect a nice little profit in the morning, not realizing that they were having some dilution going on, and that caused a gap down and then a complete drop off, which it didn't even execute me as soon as I hit the sell button. And that happens, and you have to realize that's part of the game. I can't be mad at nobody but myself for not doing the proper due diligence and understanding this particular chart and this particular company, INND, this particular ticker. It cost me. If I'd have just stick to what I know and just waited for the morning and capitalized on the dip on AITX, I'd be up $1,200 right now. But, again, it just, this was looking nice, and, it just wound up costing me because I didn't do enough due diligence in it. So I still have that open position right here on AITX. We'll see. It hasn't necessarily had its bounce day yet. So if we go right here, we still haven't all red. So we haven't necessarily had that green day yet, that green bounce. So that is a potential. It could very well be there, or maybe even tomorrow, because we have had nothing but red. So it does have the potential to do that. But now I'm just holding on to these 30,000 shares, and, I just have to go along for the ride at this point, unless I want to have a 90-day hold on my account. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my analysis. Again, if you made it this far, please click that like button. Please subscribe. You Can't Stop Mafia is a mindset movement, meaning never stop yourself, never stop your progress, never stop your education, especially in finance. Having multiple streams of income is an amazing thing, and the stock market is a place where you can do that. So INND dilution caused me to lose out on a $2,500 loss, which is roughly about a 10% loss, which is way too much, way over than what I like. Luckily, that is roughly right around the average of what I gain. Still overall, when you look at it as a business perspective, losses, you're gonna take losses. And overall on the month, I'm still profitable. This is gonna be, so far this week, I am down. This could potentially be my first red week. I haven't had a red week in months. It could happen. And then OZSE, again, mistakes made there. So I got to clean up those little mistakes. I was being really sloppy with OZSE. And then AITX capitalized beautifully on the dip buy opportunity. So stick to what you know. Stick to the patterns that present themselves to capitalize on, and I'll be all right. So that's going to be it, man. Till next time, I'll be sure to keep you updated as much as possible. I'm out. Peace.